I'm sure you have some expectations about how things are going to go for you once you start your YouTube channel. Or maybe you already started your YouTube channel and you're sure that you're going to get to some point where you're going to be this huge YouTuber and you make a ton of money and you're going to leave your 9-to-5, travel the world and hire a butler named Bob. You have expectations with everything that you're putting effort into. And when you don't get what you're expecting, that can put a damper on your party. And today I want to talk about how to deal with things not going as expected. It's going to be one of the 6 monsters of success that I've been going into this week. 6 things that get in the way of creating the life that you want. And it's really important to identify them to fight them. But before I get into this one, I want to introduce myself for those who are new to this channel. My name's Malaysia, and I am a YouTube and mindset coach in a little city in Connecticut. And over here on this channel, I'm here to teach you how to create the life that you want alongside a YouTube channel of your dreams. Not just with the strategy, but mainly the mindset, because your mindset is the foundation of creating anything and everything that you want. So if you're on a path of creating the life that you want, creating the YouTube channel that you want, or if that's something you want to start doing, then press that subscribe button and turn on your post notifications so you don't miss out on my mindset magic. Now let's get it back into the video. I've created 6 little monsters that get in the way of the life that you want to live. Like little entities that are blocking you from the life that you are trying to create for yourself. The true desires that you have. What I've come to realize is that if you can't identify these monsters that are getting in the way of the life that you want to create, then you're unable to fight them. It leaves you a victim to forces that you're not even aware of. So that's why I came up with a name for them. And if you haven't watched the ever 5 monsters getting in the way of the life that you want to live, I will leave the link down in the description to the playlist sharing all 6 monsters of success, so you can beat their This video, we're getting into 𝐸𝐤. 𝐸𝐤 is a monster that shows up when you are working towards a goal and the expectations you have towards that goal isn't what you expect it to be. The time you expect to get to said goal, you don't get it. And that leaves you feeling discouraged and like maybe you shouldn't be aiming towards this goal, or perhaps you should just quit. You know, maybe it isn't for you. It kind of sets you back more than it needs to set you back because you're questioning yourself because it's not the way that you thought it would happen. And it's really important to realize that just because it's not happening when you want it to happen doesn't mean it's not in the works. Doesn't mean it's not still going to happen. 𝐸𝐤 likes to make you believe that because it's not, your goal isn't reached the time that you wanted to reach it, it's never going to happen. So then you step back and you delay it even more because you're beating yourself up because you haven't hit that expectation. Most times, things aren't going to go the way you expect it to. When I first started my YouTube channel, for an example, I expected within 2 years I was going to blow up and be like some big YouTuber. I also expected to be this huge pop star when I became 18. I expected so many things out of myself. And once I kind of released that expectation and I kind of separated myself from the goal and understood that if I just continuously work towards it in a way that I can sustain, in a way that won't leave me drained, then I will inevitably reach that goal. So who gives a flippity flying flapjacks if it's not within a year? It's gonna happen eventually. And if I sit here and beat myself up because it didn't happen this year, because it didn't happen this month, how is that productive in any way? That's just keeping me back even more because now I'm feeling discouraged. 𝐸𝐤 wants to keep you discouraged. So discouraged that you don't even get back on your feet. So discouraged that you don't go back to that YouTube channel that you've been ghosting for these past couple of months. You never pick up that camera again. You'll tell yourself, yeah, I'm gonna do it one day when I have enough time, but truth is you won't ever have any time because you're not prioritizing it to have the time for it, because you're so brought down by the expectations of what would happen once you first started your channel. And I feel like the best way to combat 𝐸𝐤, at least for me, is to really look at the progress. Look at the progress you're making. If you are any different than what you were before you started, pat yourself on the back and celebrate that, because some people never get past level 1. Some people never get past that first obstacle. When I first started my YouTube channel, I sucked in front of the camera. I was so awkward. I didn't know how to talk in front of a camera. I also thought I was really ugly, and I just felt really insecure in front of the camera. Now I'm like a pro. I can talk on camera all day. Like, I'm a natural. I can live stream. I'm really good at public speaking. It was through, live streaming and through YouTubing, I actually got better at public speaking. My words started to flow easier through every video I uploaded. Once I acknowledged that, it made me feel a lot better. Like, okay, we're getting results. It may not be the results that I want quite yet, but results are happening. Movement is happening. Let's not neglect, let's not forget, let's not ignore the progress that we're making just because it's not the progress that we want quite yet, because that big goal that you want to reach requires a staircase. I don't know how long that staircase is for you, but for everyone, it's different. That staircase is leading to that big goal that you have for yourself. And that staircase has a fair amount of steps. Instead of panting and complaining about how you're not at your destination yet, let's acknowledge and celebrate each step that you're taking that is making you closer and closer to that big goal that you want for yourself. Because not everyone has the balls to even take the first step. So the fact that you're taking steps, that's a pretty big deal. But we're just choosing not to make it a big deal because we have so much more that we need to do, so much bigger things that we need to accomplish. But it's true embracing and having gratitude and celebrating the small accomplishments where we can beat Expellion in the face with a bat. Another quick example that I want to share with you, this is kind of personal, but I am in the midst of a weight loss journey, and I started off at 222 pounds, and my goal is to get to 140 again, because I used to live in a town that had a lot of huge hills and everything, and I just effortlessly kept a good shape because I was walking around all the time, up hills all the time, speed walking, because my mom had, gave me a curfew, and I got a little bit too lost in the sauce while shopping. And once I moved to a city and there's like buses everywhere, I just became fat. Not saying that you're fat if you're that weight, but I became bigger. And I have been on my weight loss journey since November, December, January, February, March, April, May. It is May. Want to guess how many pounds I've lost in the midst of this weight loss journey? 6 months in? 15 pounds. I've lost 15 pounds. And I set out these goals that were nowhere close to where I am right now. And honestly, just thinking about that makes me feel like a flop, stupid. I feel like a failure, that I should just stop going to the gym. Because I'm sore every day. And for what? To be losing like a millisecond of a pound every month? Instead of beating myself up over it, like Expellion would convince me to, like I usually do, when I'm not aware that Expellion is there, instead of, weeping in it and beating myself up about it, I've just looked at what I can do to improve, pivot, and see how I can get better results moving forward, and pat myself in the back for the fact that I have gotten to some point to where I have lost weight, because that in itself is an accomplishment. Even if it's 6 months, 15 pounds, regardless, it's still 15 pounds. I am moving forward to the goal that I want to achieve. And even though it really sucks that it's not as much weight as I wanted to lose within those 6 months, it doesn't matter, because I got another 6 months ahead of me. And then after that, I'll have another 6 months ahead of me. Eventually, I'm going to get to the weight that I want to be, or at least the shape that I want to be, because I'm not going to stop, because I'm not reaching those expectations, because I'm not reaching those goals when I'm expecting to. That does not diminish the progress that you're making. So stop. Take a moment and stop and think about the progress that you've made in your journey. Whether that's YouTube or whatever you're trying to accomplish. This doesn't have to only apply to YouTube. You can apply this to anything in your life. Everything that I teach, I try to make sure it can be applied to anything in life. So if that is, let's say, your business, it could be your weight loss journey as well. Look at the progress you've made. You need to realize that we're living in a world that glorifies and claps for huge, big, quick results. that don't happen for everyone. That isn't always guaranteed. So if there's no one in your life that's proud of you or is clapping for you for actually taking the first step or taking any steps further towards the life that you want to create, I'm clapping for you and I'm so proud of you, and you should be proud of yourself too. Keep going.